Right, so let's look at probability and Venn diagrams. So as a general summary of probability, probabilities will always be between 0 and 1. So it's the chance something happens. In terms of symbols, we've got this symbol here, which is and. We've got or, so and is the bit in the middle, or is everything for those things. And you might have a dash, which means not. So over here, we're looking at explaining why A and C cannot be independent. So what kind of events do we know about? We know about events when A and B equals 0. These are called mutually exclusive. So these are two events that can never, ever happen at the same time. It can't be Sunday and Tuesday in this room at the same time. So that's what we mean by mutually exclusive. However, independent, they can happen at the same time, but they don't depend on each other. So you deciding to wear yellow socks and me wearing a green jumper may happen on the same day, but they don't depend on each other. I don't call on you to check what you're wearing. The only way to prove independence is mathematically if we say that the A times B, the individual probability equals the bit in the middle. So now if we have a look for part A, we're going to say, well, if A and C are independent, if independent, then the probability of A times the probability of C would equal probability of A and C. We can see that A and C don't intersect, so equals 0. However, neither A, not having a great day for spelling today, neither probability A or the probability of C equals 0, therefore cannot be independent. Okay. For part B, we've got A or C and then not. So first of all, we identify our A or C. So everything in A and everything in C. And we want the not. So essentially we want the amount that we've not highlighted. So these two together. So we're going to have 3 tenths plus 1/4 to give us 11/20. So it's the amount that's not in A or C. Okay. The next question says, given A and B are independent. So now we're told that they are independent and we want to find the value of P. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got the probability of A, which is 2/15 plus P. We've got the probability of B, which is 3 tenths plus 1/10, so 4 tenths plus P. And we've got the probability of A and B, which is B. Now we know if they're independent, if we multiply these two together, we're going to get this. So let's do that. So we get 2/15 plus P multiplied by 4/10 plus P equals P. Right. Now you could have multiplied something out, but it's easy just to use our long multiplication. Opening our brackets. So 2/15 times 4/10. So we're going to get 4/75 plus 2/15p plus 4/10p plus p squared equals P. Now we're going to put everything onto one side, and that's going to give us P squared minus 7/15p plus 4/75 equals 0. If you want to make that easier or nicer to look at, you could multiply everything by 75. So you'll get 75p squared minus 35p. For those of you that looked at the previous set of solutions, the answers I believe are correct, but I think I accidentally wrote that plus 35 as a, and then minus 35 as a plus 35. So when I was writing them up. And we end up with P being, you stick it into your calculator, 4/15 or 1/15. Right, so to figure out which one of those it is, we know that the whole thing has to add up to 1. So we add everything up. And when we do that, we get 2/15 plus P plus 3/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/4 plus Q equals 1. And that rearranges to tell us P plus Q equals 13/60. Now, if we were to substitute in P equals 4/15, what happens is you're going to get 13/60 minus 4/15, and that's going to give you a negative value for Q, which is impossible. So you can put them in anyway. So Q is 1/20 or 1/60. If we use 1/5, I think I've written 1/15 here. Let's change that. Okay. And so we'll say this one is not valid. And so therefore our answers are P equals 1/5 and Q equals 1/60. So if we make sure that's correct, we can sub them back in and we can double check we've done that right, which we have, and that's your final answer for those two. So I'm going to replace that with 1/5 and that with 1/60. And now it says find the exact value of A given B or C not. Okay, so remember what we're going to start with always is the thing after the given sign. So I want to highlight everything that's not in B or C. So I want this bit and this bit. Those are the two things that are not in B at all or not in C. So what given means is essentially you have made your world smaller. All you care about and all that this is going to be out of is those two values. So out of those two values, what you're trying to say is how much is A? Well, we can see that's 2/15. So then when we plug that into our calculator, our final answer comes out as 8/23. Okay, so I hope that makes sense as well. Given essentially means you're making your world smaller.